If we took flight in love, gave war a resting place, would you still need to search for peace? If flowers never died, kingdoms stood the test of time, would we have enough to be satisfied?
At home with Tracy and the Big D, and joining me right now is Dan Higgins to talk about his new song, Isn't It a Shame?
Thank you very much. It's great to be on here.
I've had a few earworms over the years, like Queen of Boomtown by Greta Zilla was one, Runaway Train by Andrew Swift. Now I've got Isn't That a Shame by Dan Higgins. The kids do not like me.
Oh, I'm sorry, but not sorry, I guess.
Has anyone else said it's a bit of an earworm for them?
I have actually. I've had a couple of people say it to me, and look, I'm really appreciative of those comments. You don't realise that writing a song, how it can sort of have an impact, and it's really grateful that it can come across to people that way, that they remember it.
The song is called Isn't That a Shame, or Isn't It a Shame? So tell our listeners what it's all about.
I wrote this song a couple of years ago. In my journey, I was sort of at a spot where I was just thinking about life and different things, and all through history, we as people have tried to unite and bring people together in this kind of thing, and just the song is like, what if we actually chose to put people first and make love the reason why we get along, and put aside judgment and all these other things? How much difference would that actually make? So that was sort of the idea behind the writing of the song. Shaped up a little bit differently. I got to co-write with David and Marilyn Carter, and they added a bit to the song as well, just to sort of polish it up, and just, really proud of how it's come up. Is
it the melody that comes to you first, or is it the lyrics, or what is it for you?
It's an interesting question. I've often thought about that. For me, it's a bit of both. I know with this song, it was definitely the lyrics that had come first. I'd kind of written it as you might say, a poem, and then the melody came later on to it. I've had songs that come both at the same time. I think you just have to capture the emotion when it's there, whether that be in music or lyrics, and just run with it. Often it can be in varied ways that it comes out.
I often think, because there's so many different songs and there's so many people saying, oh, that sounds like that song or that sounds like that song. Is that something that's in a writer's head when they've got the lyrics there and you're ready to put the melody to it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, that sounds too much like that? Is that something that weighs on you?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, when I get a title of something, the first thing I do is jump on Google. Like, oh, someone's got to have this title for sure. And that sort of thing, you are thinking about it. And the truth is, there is only so many chords you can put in a song and so many words you can put in a song. But it's how you say it. It's your own personal perspective that makes something different. Like, lots of love songs out there, millions of them. But it's your unique perspective on love that makes it different.
Yeah,
and from a writing perspective, I think, yes, everything I've done is probably in another song. But if I feel it's genuine from my journey, that's unique,
Now, talk about your journey. If people want to follow your journey, the easiest way is just basically bring up Dan Higgins on the Google and you'll find you everywhere.
I'm probably not at the top of the search list. danhiggins.com.au is my website, and on there you can grab links pretty much everywhere else that you like to get music from, so that's probably a good stop.
Well, first of all, we want to thank you, Dan Higgins, and all the people out there that didn't stop when all the restrictions were put in place, and you still released music, and a lot of people got out there and they did live stuff on, Facebook, and they stayed connected with the audience. But we're going to have a look in. We're calling it our crystal ball at the moment. So if you've got the crystal ball in front of you, what is in store for the next 12 months for Dan Higgins?
Well, good question. Album launch in January next year. I recorded an album with Matt Fell, and that's coming out, so I'm really excited about that. It's probably the biggest thing.
For a launch maybe around Tamworth time?
Yeah, that's correct. That's the aim. Obviously, we'll see what happens with restrictions and things. It's going to be a good timing. I'm going to have a couple of songs out before then, and then we'll put the album out. And really excited about these bunch of songs. Keen to get it out. Restrictions
are lifted. Album's out. Are you planning a tour?
Yeah, absolutely. In the new year, up until this point, I haven't done a lot of concert touring. I've been out doing small gigs here and there, and following the album, I really do want to get a lot more into that. So I'm having chats with some people at the moment, and that's my plan for the new year, to get out on the road and get some music out there to people. And in the meantime, I'm just going to share as much as I can and get on the live streams and things as well.
And don't forget, Dan, if you are planning a tour and all the restrictions are lifted, Queenslanders are fantastic country music fans. We will love you up here.
I can't wait to make that part of the plans.
Dan Higgins, the new song, Isn't It a Shame? Folks, I'm sorry, it is an earworm and it's going to get you. Thanks, Dan.
Isn't it a shame? Isn't it a shame?